Well, the carne asada and corned beef is the crazy love and hate relationship about, different cultures.
It's about like these guys that they are living in another country, but they have this dream for working, dream for freedom, dream for love.
It's a reflection of what the Latino American society and culture and people are going through right now in the modern day.
It's kind of like a combobulation of different relationships mixed together.
About their struggle, about the search of religious, legal, spiritual, and love identification.
Carne Asada and Cold Beer, it's a coming-of-age film, but these friends that are going through certain stages in their lives. It takes maybe about a 5-year period in the lives of these friends, these couples. The story came about personal, friendships and relationships, and that we gone through, and we just started, plotting it, writing it, and stuff, and
the way that this film comes across very real, very warm. But even artistically, Yorlin's an artist, so there's a lot of color, a lot of texture, different angles that I think if it was structured in a more, industry, quote unquote, or whatever style, I don't think it would have had the warmth that the film had. So
this film is it's reminiscent of the way that films began, especially in the Italian neorealists.
And also he had like this great idea of the movie, making, as I said, like 3 different elements, like documentary, like a movie, and real life.
So in all, it's about immigration, it's about, the romantic side of both Latinos and both Americans, and how we have to assimilate with one another, and how sometimes that can be very difficult to do.
See, the way that I got inspired to do this film was while working in the animation industry. So I started getting more into films. Like the first time that I saw this one film called Kids was really eye-opener in how there were other ways of doing films in the industry. Because the way he shot it was, he had like a documentary part of it, and then they had the real thing, and that really, just opened up my eyes. I'd never seen anything like that before. I started digging deep into films and seeing a lot of Scorsese movies, like his Mean Streets and Taxi Driver, and I heard Scorsese talking a lot about all those from the neorealism, and then I started looking at those films, and saw films like Truffaut's 400 Blows, Fellini's I Viti Leone. It wasn't until I saw Women Under the Influence and learned about John Cassavetes and the way he would do film, his determination in making a movie, his way of improvisation. And when I saw Godard's Feminine and Masculine, and the way he made that film through the French point of view, through interviews, what was going on during France during that time, in the Vietnam War, and people going through relationships and stuff, and it really inspired me to make my own, to say, okay, I have something to say about the generation that I'm growing up, the events that I'm going through, the politics, in my era, and that's how Carne Asada and Cold Beer came about. We needed to get the right people for for these parts, and it was an extensive research, just to look for the right people, because I already had cast, the people, and I had shot some scenes different actors and stuff. But then I looked at it and I was like, no, that's not gonna work. Something inside just was like, these are not the right people. And I was very lucky to get the cast that I did.
The role of Oscar was a very beautiful role for me as an actor. It gave me a great opportunity to express the ideas of this character, who is a rebel. In a way, he looks for fairness, for equality, for the rights of people that are considered inferior, considered illegal. Oscar is a guy who is also in search of love and spirituality. He wants to do things right. He grew up without a father, and he met Jessica, a beautiful girl who he expects to be the mother of his children.
Alma is a character. It's a girl that has a lot of trouble in life, and then she didn't have the family to grow up, and then she has to deal with this guy, Alex. Then he's a little crazy, and then she loves him so much, and then he really is in this kind of guy that likes to party and go with different women, but it's a really nice character, and I felt really connected with this character because when I went to the audition and they just told me to improvise this character, and I really did a good job. So I think I got a really good connection with the Alma character.
My character was Jessica, and she was a very strong-minded, very opinionated born American girl. She comes from Latin descent, but she was born in America, so she was very assimilated to the American culture. But at the same time, because her parents were of Hispanic descent, she also sort of saw how they were. The mother showed that she had to be empowered over the men and that she had to be in charge of the men. She also wanted to be a delicate woman and be a very sensitive woman, so she would definitely have really passionate arguments with her lover. Jessica was a very powerful Spitfire kind of girl, but really deep down inside she had a lot of insecurities and had to figure out, how do I be a Latina and also be an American?
Okay, my character is Sylvia, so I'm a wife, and I built this character because I'm not like her at all, and even in my personal life. In this character, I think that we like to guilt the other one, to start saying, it's your fault, it's not mine. We're trying to be close to God, but even though we turn around and we start behaving the opposite, like we went and we got some counseling, and we were kind of like double-faced, that you are there and you're trying to pretend that everything is fine until you explode, and then you're against your husband is against you, and there is that part of jealousy, like you don't trust. This character is very, very nice. I'm similar to Sylvia, just because I'm close to God, but the rest, it was a lot of work, and I like it.
Well, my character is Frankie. That's actually my son's name. It's based on what I kind of went through in my relationship. So I kind of use this as a way to expressing myself as far as the character of Frankie.